Kuna kitu inafanyikia President William Ruto and not many people wanamuelewa. You see, immediately after King Charles alikuja hapa na tukampraise sana na President William Ruto akamtandikia red carpet. Then yesterday, Julius Malema, who I'm hoping and praying that he becomes the next president of South Africa, came and condemned Ruto that he has actually betrayed Africans. He has actually betrayed Kenyans, which is true and confirms what I have been saying for a very long time. Na kama hauja realize, if you're still a sycophant of President William Ruto and you still think that the president is going to solve the problems that we are having and the issues that we are suffering from as the Kenyan society and as a Kenyan economy, then you are lost and you need to think. You need to rethink and look at your president and convince yourself that this is really the president that you elected. Because I can tell you, the president exposed himself as one person who understands the problem of Africans, one person who understands the problem of Kenyans, and who knows where the solution lies. Kwa sababu wakati President William Ruto aliingia alikuja na bottom up. And actually the bottom up economic agenda was the best for Kenya. It was the best for the Kenyan youth wenye hawana makazi. Na wamepotelea huku tu hakuna kitu wanafanya. Yet wamesoma. We have the most educated population, if not in Africa, in the world. He knew that the bottom up was the solution. But immediately after aliingia to the presidency, I want to repeat this. Immediately after he got into the presidency, or he became the president, immediately after he was sworn in, I think he changed and he now became another Ruto that we have not yet come to understand. We are talking about the bottom up, which is an agenda that was supposed to help wananchi kupata pesa and to help the country's economy to rise up again. Now, and here are my questions to those who still think that President William Ruto is the chosen one and is going to solve our problems. Kama ni give up, mimi nilifanyia Ruto campaign. And I actually mobilized people to vote for Ruto because of this dream, this economic agenda. But tell me, immediately after ameingia into power, aliongeza the cost of fuel by removing subsidies. We agreed with him that yes, subsidies hazikuwa zinatusaidia za mafuta, zilikuwa zinasaidia millionaires watano ama kampuni tano na wengine wanaendelea kusink. But I think that subsidy bado ilikuwa inateremsha bei ya mafuta, and hata kama tulikuwa tunaokoa 10 bob ama 20 bob, at least ilikuwa inasaidia mwananchi, and we agreed that we needed to give Ruto time. Now came the finance bill, akaongeza taxes. Question: after increasing the fuel levy, is it called fuel levy ama whatever they are calling it, after increasing the tax ya fuel from 8% to 16%, you sycophant of Ruto, and you who think that Ruto will change everything in Kenya, and you who think that Ruto is going to make this economy, do you want to tell me that Ruto did not know that akiongeza bei ya mafuta, akiongeza tax ya mafuta, kila kitu itapanda bei? You want to tell me Ruto is intelligent to know the solution to your problem, but he is not that intelligent to understand that akiongeza bei ya mafuta kila kitu itapanda bei? Of course he knew, but he didn't want you to have a better life. Yes? Wakati Ruto anaingia kwa finance bill, anaongeza taxes, and we said we needed to give him time. And I'm telling you now, we need to give up now. After giving up, we start praying for him, because we cannot pray that he fails. Because if we pray that he fails, tutakuwa ni kama tuko ndani ya basi na because we dislike the driver, tunaomba driver apate accident so that we can validate our point that the driver is not experienced and he is not a good driver. Eventually tutaanguka na yeye na tutaumia pamoja. But I'm asking, after ameleta the taxes through the finance bill, now that the Kenyan mwananchi anataxiwa, out of your salary, if you're employed, 70% is going to the government. And for those who are wondering how, you're being charged 35% directly as pay as you earn, Then the rest unaenda unakatwa ukienda kununua vitu. Ukienda kununua sukari unakatwa VAT. Ukienda kununua nini unakatwa VAT. In fact hata ukienda kupata government service unakatwa another money. You have to pay for you to get a government service. Juzi tumesikia kuna zile laws wameleta. Sijui ati mtoto akizaliwa nje lazima ukizaliwa nje ya nchi and you want to become a citizen of Kenya, you have to pay. You have to buy your citizenship. To get an ID now you have to pay 1,000. To replace an ID you have to pay 2,000. Yani you have to pay for being a citizen of Kenya. Is that empowering the Kenyan hustlers? Ama hustlers ni akina nani? How can we say that Ruto will help the Kenyan mwananchi kuweka pesa mfukoni when he is continuing with the same spirit, with the same narrative, with the same tabia yenye ilikuwa inafanywa na Uhuru ya kukopa from the domestic market, the same domestic market where you as a youth after kugraduate, ama you as a Kenyan who has a business lakini biashara inaanguka, you as a Kenyan who wants to start a business but you don't have the money and you need to acquire a loan, instead of you going to the bank upate loan uanzishe biashara, upate loan usome, upate loan at least to boost biashara yako, the government is taking everything from the banks through domestic borrowing. So you are seen as a high risk customer to the same commercial banks that should be financing you, and that should be economically empowering you to be able to participate in the making and the well-being of your country's economy. I mean, how can Ruto purport to be a representative of the hustler when he's blocking everything that can empower the same hustler? You want to tell me that this is the Ruto that we elected, and you're saying that nothing has happened to him? You know, yesterday's statement by Julius Malema opened very many years, and I wonder why Julius Malema had to come from South Africa akuje to Kenya atukumbushe kwamba the king the king and the queen are the ones who killed and stole our country. Why should Julius Malema come from South Africa akuja tuulize swali, why are we licking the king's boot? Why? Kwa nini tunamtandikia red cap? Why are we respecting him? Why are we respecting the thief that stole our property and our dignity and our everything? The person who drafted the today's political system, how the politics of Kenya run, politics za udanganyifu na politics za uongo. I mean, politics za kufinya watu wakuwe maskini so that you can be able to control them. How can we bow to such a king, such a person? Staki kuchemuka. But all this is leading to one conclusion and one realization, that President William Ruto ndio tumchague, he knew exactly what problems we had and what was the solution. He understood them very well, but he is not willing to solve them. He is not willing to empower you. He is not willing to face the problems head on. President Ruto is exposing himself as a person who understands a problem but is not willing to solve, because he has another agenda. He's serving an agenda from somebody else, and that somebody, the visit ya king peke yake, the king's coming to Kenya, and actually making a decision that he will come to Africa and he will start from Kenya, azunguke Kenya, that alone tells us a lot. The fact that William Ruto is collaborating with Americans, the same Americans that he told us are exploiting Africans, and he was actually running for the de-dollarization of Africa. Now he's dining with them. He's supporting everything that they're saying. And then you think that we need to give Ruto time. Yes, we need to give him time because we don't want him to fail. Because akifail hata sisi tumefail. But he needs to change his tactics. We as Kenyans need to start seeing him differently.